Alright folks, we're leaving Bullion Peak. Didn't find the mill, the Empire Mill. I did find some mining remnants up here though. No debris, just open pits, things like that, dump piles. It's up here somewhere. There's a lot of hidden places up in these hills. I've done a lot of hiking with Jared, and me and him have found stuff hidden up in the hills around Virginia City, that like foundations and cabins and mines. I mean, you never know what you might stumble upon. You got to explore. I've taken a lot of roads back here. I've stayed on 4 peaks today, and I still never seen the mills. So it could be obstructed by trees. But we're gonna head back down Jumbo Grade to Ophir Grade to Virginia City. We played football. I really wanted to play because I want to know what it's like to play at the top of the Virginia mountains and above Virginia City. And I have to say it was fun. I enjoyed the snow-capped peaks to our left. Those are the Sierras. There's Washoe Valley, Pleasant Valley, and then Reno up ahead. But I will say this. What I learned about playing football almost at 8,000 feet is you get short of breath just running 5 feet. You're like, oh my God, you can barely breathe. I would have loved to found the mill, but I'm going to go ahead. Maybe the mill is down here through these trees. I'll look when I go past these trees, see if we can find it. But we're heading off Bullion Peak. And I'll look past these trees as I'm driving by, but I doubt I'll see it. It's somewhere around here. And then again, maybe it don't exist. I've noticed a lot of mills and foundations are gone. They just don't exist, even though they were made with concrete. It's like a needle in a haystack, but, you know, because there's in the city of Empire, Old Empire, which is how Carson City actually started in Empire. In Kings Canyon, there was like a barracks to protect the locals, like a trading post from the natives and other. It was hostile country back then, you know. Paiutes were kind of at war with us too, but they had in Kings Canyon some ranches that began, and then Carson City grew from there. And then in Empire, along the Carson River, they discovered gold and silver mines, and so they built in the 1859, or I think it's the 1860s, Empire. And because of the Empire's growth, Carson City was kind of born. And so, yeah, I mean, all these towns around here are mining towns, and we're just above them right now, you know? I mean, these valleys hold towns, and these towns first started as mining and, you know, pioneers, and I mean, people were killed, epidemics broke out. This was harsh country to live in. So when you ride above here, when you take a ride above this high up, you got to keep in mind that it's we're looking down on the area as a whole. You're looking down at like 5 different cities, including Virginia City. So it's really relevant to be up here to put the area in perspective. I feel so small up here because I've been on Job's Peak, but I've also been on Slide Mountain, which is at the top, which is 10,000 feet straight ahead of us, and now I'm at the top of the Virginia Range. But I did learn one thing from playing football is when you play at this elevation, you get winded really fast, and me being asthmatic, it's hard for me to play more than 15 minutes. What?
It's blue. We're orange.
Oh, well, the airport's just right around the corner. There was a plane that flew low. And I couldn't get my damn camera on. That's a bad road. Couldn't get my camera on time. And that thing was low, man, below us. It was loud, too. I was like, man, I didn't know the engines were that loud on the planes. Back in New York, I lived near the airport. Yeah, it was loud. But now that I live out here, and it's 20 years later. 20 years later, they've made these jets and planes a lot quieter. And yet, that one was really loud, man. And then I seen one go straight up and make chemtrails, which I filmed earlier this morning when you were sleeping. Yeah. I need to level it out. There we go. Or I'll lean to the left heavily. You gotta know how to drive these roads, folks. Don't take them if you don't know how to drive them. I'm showing you it. I'm filming it for your own safety. Because people always say, oh, you put people in danger putting shit on your site. Well, now I show you the danger so you can make your own decision. You don't want to take the road, don't take the road. Personally, Tammy and I and my son and the sons, we've been taking these roads for years now, hundreds and hundreds of miles. So to me, it's like home. It just feels like home. It doesn't bother me. It's how you see things. Explore. It's not too bad. A little rocky. This is a woodsy part. I'm surprised we don't see some horses running back in here. Wow. Love it back in here. There's supposed to be a hidden lake up in these hills too, but I'm not quite sure. People talk about it a lot closer to American Flats. We'll be back on the jumbo grade to the Ophir grade, back on the pavement of Virginia City, and hopefully in a nice restaurant that has ale and good food. Maybe some chicken wings too.
Sorry.
Okay, is this right? I think it's right.
Yes, it is.
Okay. It's like a maze back here, man. I see nothing but trees and mountains. Excuse me, folks. I'm still getting over being sick. But I still made the journey today, despite this affects my lungs very greatly. Fresh air is good for you. Clean out that bacteria that's spreading around the region all winter long. Leaving Bullion Peak. And we're starting to make our descent. I'm not going to film the whole descent, folks. I'll film maybe a couple minute clips here and there just so you can see our progress. That way you get a view of the journey up, the journey down, and you're like, hey, this Rick guy, he's for real. Because we always get people that say, oh, you make these adventures more than what they are. Well, I don't see them filming and going all taking their Jeep to the top. So I have every right to boast. I got bragging rights. I stood on the peak. I smoked on the peak. I drank on the peak. And I farted on the peak. Deal with it. Deal with it. All right, we're heading out of here. Almost at the Ophir grade. We just got to head around this, in between this mountain. You see this mountain up ahead, folks? We got to head down this mountain, around this mountain into this canyon, and it goes back down towards Silver, or Gold Hill in Virginia City. Kind of right in the border of both boom towns. Nice road here. Wish it stayed this way the whole way. Jesus. They could make this, they could put picnic benches along here and make it nice if they cleaned up the road. Just take a construction truck, you run it along the dirt, smooth it out, and you take a truck behind it and put some gravel down. They do it all the time. You make this a whole picnic area, camping area. Along in the wood section, in the woods, put a campground back there. Some, you know what I mean? Put some picnic benches. I mean, I'm serious. It would be perfect. It would be perfect. It's just an idea. Because, I mean, this is really nice. This is like a best-kept secret. Not a lot of people know about it. You can come up here. A lot of people think you can just ride around the roads around Virginia City. What they don't realize, you can go up over the mountains here, and you can ride all up on top of them. That's what we're on. We're on all these mountains, man. And, I mean, I got views of Pleasant Valley, Washoe Valley, Reno, Carson City, Mountain House, Empire, Dayton, the Great Basin, the Dayton Sink. Or the dry lake bed that's out near Dayton, the vast sandy desert. Then you have Washoe Lake, multiple peaks. Virginia City, Gold Hill, Silver City. I mean, I could just keep going on about how many sights I've seen up here just from the top of these mountains. Wow. Hey, there's that pile right there. See that road? I was talking about that road, but I don't know if it goes to a mill. I didn't see nothing up there. Because it could be down that road, but I don't know, man.
I thought that was Ophir Hill.
Well, once we go over the hill, it's Ophir Hill. This road to the left's not Ophir Hill. Remember the mountains? We were in that canyon, and I was filming out my window the snow. Yeah, you go up into the canyon, then you make a right and come up to the east. Because basically you're heading west, and then it kind of veers to the right a little. Road's good up in here. I've seen Jeep pictures of this road, and I thought that's good. Even looks good on Google. But if you take these side roads, then they get really bad, you know. No, that is a mining dump pile right here.
There's nothing on it. The wall is nothing.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go take a quick peek. You guys don't have to go. I just want to see what that is. It's a dump.
Horses up there.
Is there?
Horses.
Where? Straight ahead?
Straight ahead.
Oh shit! Let me get out. We got some wild horses, folks. Look at that. Wild Mustangs. Got a bunch of wild Mustangs. So, you know, I mean, there is life here. There is life. Used to be a mining area. Like I said, the Empire Mill was here. Just can't find the foundation. But there's still mining dump piles and debris and open pits. And, oh, yeah. It's what I suspected. Wow. That's deep.
Swallow you, woman, you high.
Wow. Hey, look at those horses. They're so pretty. These horses aren't too scared of people. That's the one thing you're going to know about them. There's 3 of them, and one looks to be. They're used to people. They walk downtown Virginia. Here we're going to approach these wild Mustangs. I've gotten within 5 feet at the Virginia City Hebrew Cemetery. 5 feet from them, 6 feet. Also up in the Stillwater Range, Dixie Valley, I got a few feet from one. They'll let you get close. You start to chase or pet them, they won't accept you. You got to approach them slowly and with dignity and respect. I won't race past them, and I'll just let them kind of look at me and let them know I'm not harmful. I'm not going to chase them or nothing. They'll be fine. We do this all the time. See, I wonder if that road leads to the mill. I want to check. I don't know. Around where the trees are?
No, there wasn't.
Oh, fuck. We're close. Look how close we are. He doesn't even see it. Well, he looked a little, but he doesn't really care. He moved a few feet away, but he's like, I don't care. You're not bothering me. They're very young, some of these Mustangs. I won't bother them too much. I still wish I could check up there, but I don't know. It'd only take a couple seconds to go up and back down.
There's nothing there, dear. We looked at that side from the mountain.
Yeah. Up near that tree, though?
Yeah.
I zoomed in, remember, it was just a dump pile. That's a tree.
The tree over there.
Yeah, that's the tree.
Wow, look how close we are. Oh, look, they're playing. Look at them. Look at that. Wow. You don't get to see this too often. What a way to end the day with wild horses running. They don't eat well. He's like, I want to make some baby horses, man. Stay still, stay still. He's trying so hard. She's like, no, get off of me. Beautiful creatures. Look, he's cleaning the other horse. Oh, look at the close-up.
Doesn't even look like a horse.
It's a horse. He's trying to jump on him. They're trying to mate. The springs when all the fawns and little baby horses and, you know, calves are born. Just observing. They don't care I'm here. They're too busy messing around and eating, chasing them.
Oh, the kicking.
He's kicking him in the head.
That's wrong. That's brutal. Beautiful creatures. It's a shame there's made a law to hunt them now and made it legal to round them up or get rid of them. They need to be preserved. They're part of our heritage, our wild western heritage. Wild Mustangs, everyone. When they're mating, you gotta be careful. I could get charged. There's no babies around, so, you know, no young, so I don't have to worry about it. And all I'm doing is revealing more mines of the Comstock. You've seen some of the mines I've covered and mills, but you haven't seen them all. And this here happens to be, you know, you can tell it's a dump pile. It's very soft. They just dumped all the, yeah, see, they dumped back in here. What they did is they dug this pit. They dug this pit, And then they threw all the dirt along the side trying to mine it. No mill. It's okay though. You could see we're thorough and you could see I looked around. Still very pretty up here. All this volcanic rock. That's a big rock. It's flat up here. Once you get past this, see up here? You'll see. No, I'm saying it doesn't go up or down the road. It stays straight along that mountain. Then it drops down. That's what I was trying to say. I'm not saying the road's going to get any better. But you know what? We're already more than halfway down, so... Hallelujah. I'm saying that we're almost out of here. But we got to go around that mountain and then down. It's straight for a little while, and then it just starts to descend real rapid down to the bottom. That's what I'm saying. Sorry. Better out than in. I just need to stop being sick. I'm tired of being sick. Whoa, there's a rotted tree on the side. There used to be a lot more trees. They all cut them down for lumber when Virginia City was built. Used to be much more forest in these canyons. They cleared them out for the mines and the mills. Used the timber in the mines. Because you needed that. A lot of, well, the flume used to run from the top of the Sierras and carry the wood to Virginia City to be cut. So they had beams for the mines and could do all the little train tracks and ore cart tracks. And then let's not forget that they needed the wood to build homes and churches and cabins. Yeah. Ah. Look at that mountain, all gray down there. It's all granite. It's just pure gray. This is riding in class, but I can see Virginia City and down over the hill a little, or the beginning of it. So we'll be able to see Virginia City, or at least, you know, Gold Hill and Virginia City as we work our way down. That's how you know we're getting close. Oh yeah. There's that mine. Is that foundation? Is there? That's what is that?
Like water pipes.
Oh.
I think that's for planting.
Then that's not the maybe that's the Empire. I don't know what's left of it probably. Is there?
Yeah. Go back.
Oh man. We're gonna make our descent, folks, but we got a vehicle coming, so I don't know what to do here.
Go back.
Huh?
Go back.
In that area back there was a pull-off.
Okay. It's a hell of a descent. I'm glad I let that Jeep go. We wouldn't be able to fit both vehicles here. Mine's much bigger, but still. The guy'd have to climb up on the side. Because I'm not going to go too far near the cliffs. Or too close. I'm not going to go too close. Only about 500 feet more to the canyon floor in Virginia City.
You slept through all this, Jared?
You slept through this, Jared? How do you sleep through this? Going up and down and along the cliffs? I told everybody I'm going to stick my bunny ears out of the top of my moonroof, and I'm going to play football above Virginia City. Oh, and I said I'm going to drive along cliffs. And all three happen to be true today. I actually outdid myself and stood on 4 peaks today. 5 if you count the mine that sits on that peak overlooking Silver City. Oh yeah, there's a debris dump pile right there. There's all mines along here. Very wealthy mines. A lot of gold and silver in these hills, man. Bring the metal detector. Some coins are worth thousands, folks.
An old man would be coming all the way out here by himself.
An old man? I don't know. That's dedication. If he gets stuck, he's screwed. Ain't nobody gonna save him. I mean, there is people up here, but we may be the only humans he'll see today. He gets stuck up here, he might spend the night here, and it gets cold. God forbid you stay up here. You're gonna freeze, man. In the summer, you get bit by a snake, you're screwed. As I was saying before my camera cut out, we really outdid ourselves. We got to hang out with some wild Mustangs. I seen a rabbit. 2 rabbits today, but the one I got really close to, I just couldn't get his photo. Would have been awesome for Easter. We stood on 4 or 5 summits today, off-roaded, played some football. I'm gonna go have a nice dinner. I mean, everything I said I was gonna do. I told my friends the last couple of weeks, yeah, we're gonna go to Mount Davidson and we're gonna stick my bunny ears to the top. I'm gonna play football. All those things, man, I did them. I did them. I conquered it. I came, I saw, I conquered. And I've been taking my time today just joyriding around the Virginia range, seeing what I could see. But yeah, it's going to be a nice addition on our website, because when people look on our website, they're going to get to see a little of everything. What Reno looks like from up above, and you don't get those type of views unless you're willing to drive to the top of these mountains. But you still got to be careful, folks. There's snakes, it's remote, there's cliffs. There are dangers that lurk in these hills. And there are some strange paranormal shit going on in these hills too. Mark my words. UFOs, wild man, monsters, ghosts. I don't know. I mean, I've experienced a little of everything out near Virginia City, hiking in these hills and mountains. Believe me when I say it. I don't have nothing to gain from telling tales. I don't get paid. Oh look, what the hell is that? Hold on, I gotta look at that real quick. Just see what that pipe leads to. Maybe water runoff, because it goes underground? Yeah, water runoff. So it doesn't wash the road. Yep. I checked it out. I thought it was something. And it's nothing. Oh well, it's like a well up there. Some kind of water flows through there, I don't know. So the road don't wash out. So that was a deadbeat little side trip. I got to see some pretty views off in the distance of Gold Hill and Silver City. You can see this road goes all the way around the mountain and down. Thank God we're not going straight up, huh? Where's the worst part of the road? Right here.
One more area where it's like that, it's on a corner or something.
Yeah, we're not as high up as we were though. Less cliffs here. If you feel brave and you're daring enough to explore this place, it has its rewards. Pretty views, and just you and Mother Nature, and a few wild horses along the way. All right. You need a seatbelt. You'll live. You'll need a seatbelt. You'll live. You make your own rules in the Wild West. Another mile and a half to go, I'd say. I mean, there's a lot of little mines. Hell, there's a dump pile up there. Hell, the mill might be there. You know what I mean? Where it's surrounded by trees and there's a dump pile.
I remember talking about that place down there.
No, it was like it was concrete foundation. But if it's surrounded by sagebrush, you'll never see it from another peak. It'll just look like sagebrush unless you drive up on it. It's somewhere here. The problem is, I noticed with Google, if you go to Google Earth, they have the images. Someone's got a picture of the mill and they mark it on Bullion Peak right by that road. But I mean, if you look on the map up close, there's nothing there. So why did they decide to post a picture for that area when the mill's probably 2 miles away? They do that shit all the time. Like Paradise Valley, they marked Paradise Valley 4 miles off. Or they marked off like this historic structure in Paradise Valley. It was like 4 miles off. It wasn't even near where they posted the picture. It's like Google Earth should remove it if it's not accurate. If that mill's not there, then someone lied when they posted it to Google Earth. I could post my images to Google Earth and say, hey, this mine's here, this ghost town's here, and just post a picture of it, and then people can see it on Google Earth when they want to use it to look at images to see what's out on that peak. And this, folks, I got to stop real quick because I need a picture of Gold Hill from up here. It's relevant because you can see where Gold Hill meets Virginia City, and then we will go to lunch. Thank you, everybody. We love our fans very much for watching the videos, especially my friends who always tell me I lived through your adventures. Well, you guys are going to enjoy this one. This is Gold Hill, by the way. This here, if you look right here, that's Silver City. And this is Gold Hill. I know I said in my video, I'm like, I was like pointing towards the direction of Silver City. I was like, oh, up on the peak. I was like way up there. Well, not this peak, but 2 mountains over. I was standing and looking down. I was like, oh, there's Gold Hill and Silver City. Actually, you can't really see Silver City. It's kind of obstructed by mountains, but you can kind of see Gold Hill from Mount Davidson. And of course, right here, you got Virginia City straight ahead. The two kind of blend. You just go up around the hill and you're up in Virginia City. And you can see, I'll show you real quick. It's Devil's Gate. Supposedly Mark Twain was robbed here. I said earlier he was robbed, and I told you a story. I looked at my paperwork, found out his friends played the prank, stole his watch and his belongings. But someone could have got hurt. You know, these guys carry guns and dueled. If you were to rob, sometimes they'd be like, I'll fight you to death. You're not stealing my shit. You'll have to kill me. But yeah, we got Silver City. Silver City, Gold Hill. I've been to all these mines and places. I've been in that mine about 300 feet in and turned around. This is Gold Hill, and then we have Virginia City. Side by side. These two, Gold Hill and Silver City, were milling towns. They did do some mining, but mainly milling towns. Virginia City was the mining town. So they had trestles and train tracks everywhere. And I mean, I've seen pictures of Gold Hill. You have trestles everywhere, and some of them would lead to the mines, and they'd load up the ore, and they'd have mills down here in this canyon, and they'd process everything. Like, for example, this mine goes into the hill, into the mountains, and then you have the mill right on top. All the bad ore, the ore that contains no gold or silver, gets dumped off the sides. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. I'm gonna film the cliffs. I don't know why I paused. My thumb probably hit it. But anyways, I'm filming, dude. I was just saying, before it cut off, I'm trying to hold the camera steady because I'm filming the cliffs. And, you know, I gotta rest my hand on Tammy's boobs, man. I do. They're like, there's a squirrel. That's the second furry creature I've seen. Oh, he's a cute one, but he just went down the hole, the little hole on the side. But you can see, folks, there's a lot of mining. Don't be alarmed. Fasten your seatbelts. But like I say, what else is there to do? When you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're with your girlfriend, what else are you going to think about but sex? Sex is on the mind. You're just like, oh man, it's only a set of tits in friggin' miles. Maybe, yeah, there's a guy on a bike. But folks, I mean, there's only a set of boobs in miles. So honestly, you gotta enjoy the view, you know what I'm saying? You see some boobies in your face while you're off-roading along the cliffs. Like I said, I'm gonna have to stop.
Do you think we're gonna be able to get over?
No. Boing. No. Is it a she or a he? Yeah, people bike ride. It's a hell of a trek to go uphill. Anyways, I was saying, folks, you know, we're just here to have a good time, man. You know, there's a reason why I will off-road on these dirt roads. There's a reason why I off-road on it, so I can see those boobies jiggle, man. Boing, boing, boing. It's like I better not look too far at I better not look at those jugs bouncing up and down. I might get us off the cliff, drive us right off the cliff here. That wouldn't be good. All in the name of boobies. Like I said, I'm a dirty old man. Us men in the Wild West, we like our bud, we like our women, and we like our beer. And we also like to friggin' die almost every day on these mountains. Because if I'll tell you what, if you don't get yourself killed on a mountain, the mountain will kill you. This is very harsh country. I mean, this is, if you look, I'll roll down the window because it's just, I'm on the edge of a cliff. But I mean, there's cliffs, man, and you roll down there, you're gonna roll 500 feet. You're gonna, not 500, but I'd say about 300. It's gonna keep rolling, you're gonna die. All your bones, your neck, everything will be broke. Not that I trust myself. I want to go home alive. Trust me, and I always make sure my family's safe. So I will make this Jeep fly before I go off a cliff. But the truth is there are cliffs here, and it's a nice day. It still says 30, but it's warmed up to about 65. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad I came out here, but you got to be careful. These are strip mines now, but you still got to be careful, man. I mean, these are cliffs or drop-offs, but I love it. That's what gives us a good view. Is it drops off, and you get a nice panorama of the city below. Virginia City, Gold Hill, Silver City. And I know I'm babbling to everybody, but you guys always tell me I want longer films. I love these off-roading videos. Those are my favorite. I love to see you journey through the mountains. Because they can't, you know, some people live on the other side of the world. They can't do this. There's no mountains where they live. So they watch my videos, they smoke one, and they enjoy it. So I do this for you guys. But as I said, I'm almost at the bottom, so, you know, I was trying to film my journey all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. I did use a lot of gigabytes of space in filming. But I did that on purpose. This is Virginia City. We don't half-ass shit. If we're going to film, we're going to film everything. If we're going to off-road, we're going to do it the best we can and get to the places most people don't get to. There's a lot of beautiful cemeteries, some of the most beautiful in the West. Canyons and historic sites. You just got to get out and explore them. And the only way to do that is by taking these roads. You can always take your bicycle or use your feet. Some people like to hike 10 miles or jog it all the way up. Me, I got a blown out knee and a bad back and chronic pain, and I'm still kicking. That doesn't mean it's easy, but I'm not a whiner. A little pain, a little work makes me feel good. I feel good about it. At the end of the day, drinking a beer and eating a meal, I can say, hey, I gave it my all. I off-roaded everywhere. I seen everything. I hiked everywhere. I stood on this peak, that peak. I have something I can be proud of and brag about, so I do get boasting rights. But it's been a good day, and I can't wait to go eat. And I'm in the mood for some chicken wings. Really, I need some chicken wings plus my meal. Little appetizer, maybe a couple appetizers. Celebrate this great day. Celebrate that we're still alive. This is the only place in the world where you can go gambling, win a jackpot, climb a mountain that same day, and then hit the saloon in the evening, drinking a brew in a 150-year-old establishment. It's the only place you can really do this in the country like that. It's not too many places you can do that, where you can almost live, die, and enjoy yourself all in one day. Serious. There's a lot of mercury up at those mines. If you look, it's kind of pink. A lot of mercury, which poisons some of the streams and filled some of the mines, and they use mercury processing before cyanide processing, and mercury and the loud noise. Well, the loud noise made the miners deaf at the mills, or the millers. But the mercury, they were always getting poisoned, and some of them would get cancer or even die or get sick. And then cyanide came along, which is safer as long as you weren't exposed to it. But this mercury tends to poison the river. You can't eat the fish in the Carson River because it flows through on seasonal creeks. But gold still flows off these mountains, and it works its way to all these seasonal creeks. And if you pan for gold and look for gold along the river, you can still find it today. My guess would be to go this way, right? Down?
I don't think you go down. That takes you down to the...
Oh.
To the,
Well, we're level with Virginia City and Gold Hill, so...
It looks like it took you down to the strip mine.
Oh, maybe. They got all kinds of new mines. Well, folks, it looks like I'm going to get a picture, but...
Yes, we're still...
Oh.
We haven't even hit Virginia City yet.
Yeah, this is Gold Hill, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the road around, folks, but you can see Virginia City across the canyon. It's still a couple hundred feet to the bottom, but we did it. No problems on this road. I know I'm going to have to get new tires. I mean, I've been doing so much off-roading, there's probably no tread left in the front because, I mean, obviously, you know, when you're off-roading every 2 weeks for months on end on these type of roads, but the tires held up, the Jeep held up good. And I mean, I'm very proud of this Jeep, and I will vouch for it. Get a Jeep. It's a 2002, and it's one of my to be honest with you, I've owned a lot of vehicles. This has been my most favorite vehicle. In all the years of owning and riding in vehicles, I like the Jeep. A nice little canyon there. But yeah, folks, get a Jeep, man. Get a Jeep. I'm telling you. Take you to places that most people can't get to. And it's safe. It's a safe vehicle. It's good, you know, they got four-wheel drive. They're pushed through a lot of horsepower so they can push through creeks. In case you're in a muddy area and you don't want to get stuck 20 miles from the nearest town. You got to have a good vehicle, and you got to have a Jeep for something like this. I could have taken a car up here. It'd have to be done very carefully. But I mean, because I used to take cars in places like this, but I wouldn't recommend anybody doing it. I mean, the only way, my son asked me about driving down these roads, the only way you learn is by doing it. And you almost could, sometimes you make mistakes and get stuck over the years, but you learn from the mistakes not to do the same thing again, so you never get stuck or end up on the edge of something. And so I've done this for so many years that for me, I consider myself a highly experienced all-terrain type of driver, because I know, I mean, you think about it, in a year I go out on hundreds of roads like these, and I never get stuck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to look at my track record. It's pretty fucking good. And now we're back in Virginia City. It's a lot safer to go with me and to ride. We can't find team members, but it's a lot safer to join our team and ride with us and have somebody that knows the lay of the land and the experience and keep you safe and alive than to start going out with people you don't know. I mean, I got a reputable name, and my work speaks for itself on the site that we've been riding around this area for a long time. And look at that, that's so pretty. And here we are, we're back down into the town. It's good to be back in town. There's this huge pool of blue, aqua blue water up here you can see from the top of the mountain up there. But yeah, folks, I mean, you want to ride with people with experience. You don't want to off-road with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. You don't want to get stuck, and you don't want to be with somebody in their mom's Oldsmobile. You want to be able to ride with a guy like me who can take you out. You can hike, we can picnic, we can drink, smoke, have a good time with no drama, and get to go out to dinner after and all that great stuff. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you're not going to beat it. You're not going to beat what we do here. That nice little house on the hill. But I love it here. It's one of my favorite places. We're in Virginia City, folks. I took the back way all the way off the mountain into Virginia City. And now it's time to eat some food, drink some ale. I hear chicken wings. They're like talking to me, chicken wings. How about that? Look at that, folks. Welcome to Virginia City. And if that doesn't even get more intense,
What's that house?
look. Oh, the stone house? Oh shit, that's called the castle. Hold on. There's Mount Davidson, by the way. We stood at the top of there just so people can kind of see that we were way above. This is called the castle, I believe. It's one of the original structures of Virginia City. Isn't that pretty?
It's pretty.
Get a picture real quick. It's historic. Yeah, it's a historic structure. Most of these are. And there's Mount Davidson, and once we get downtown, I'll show you the V on the other side just to kind of put it together and show you guys that Tammy and I, we are all the way at the top, and Jared at the top of that peak, which is almost 8,000 feet high. Not quite, but it's still the tallest mountain of the Virginia range and one of the most prominent peaks in the area and one of the top 20 vista points in all of northern Nevada. But I just, I'm filming because I want to show you what it's like. Here's the Fourth Ward School. I told you I'd show it to you. We investigated. I got some good ghostly evidence here. It's one of the most haunted schoolhouses of the West. There's the Collar Mine on this road. We did it around Halloween. We had a blast. You couldn't see it because it's blocked by the Mount Bullion. You couldn't see it in the ridge line. But yeah, beautiful schoolhouse. 14 classrooms, 2 study halls. We had over 1,000 students, and there was a shaft underneath the school, an elevator shaft, and they would have the kids go through the Sutro Tunnel and the mines, and they'd bring them up through the elevator shaft to school so they didn't have to walk through town. Boy, were we lucky as kids, we didn't have to go in mines at 7 in the morning and wake up and be like, oh, is it going to collapse on me today? Or is there going to be a fire? All right, folks, it's kind of getting, there's bikers and a lot of people, and I don't know why I'm stuck here.
That's why people will drive this way to a lot of cars.
A lot of historic homes on the hill. Actually, see that orange roof? I got a picture of that from up on Mount Davidson. But you can see over here, folks, if you look, you can see the V, which I'll film later after dinner or when we're downtown. I'll try to show you the V. We got pictures at night of it lit up on Halloween. I got pictures a couple years ago of the peak. So we got plenty of content. But I want to finish the film and show you where we stood. It's quite high compared to Virginia City. And we've hiked twice up in that area, or been up in there, and both times been incredible. It's very busy on the weekends. You can get sheriff stars and crystals and gems, and I mean, there's so much in Virginia City, and people dress like it was back in the heyday with the giant Victorian dresses and chaps and holsters and cowboy hats. I just love this place. It's one of my favorite places in the world. It's very busy today though. Most of these people are down here in town, and I spent it a couple thousand feet above town today. There's a Washoe Club, the Ponderosa Saloon, Washoe Club. We got up here the Delta. I'll see if they're serving dinner. Just be careful going through. A lot of nice motorcycles. So yeah, I mean, I live near Virginia City, and I've grown to love this place, as you should. It's one of the top historic landmarks, federal landmarks in the United States.
$10 to park.
Oh my God.
That parking lot.
You think they got food? Look and see. Oh yeah, people are eating. Want to eat at the Delta or the Mustang?
Park up here.
Up here?
At the...
Oh yeah. And the Opera House. Well, I better save the camera. People are thinking I'm filming their kids. They're all looking like, what's that man doing? It's like, come on, this is historic. Of course I'm going to film shit. One day, you remember the day I stood right at this intersection and like 4 horses walked past me, like 2 feet away. I got so scared they came up behind me. And we're going to do Piper's Opera House in September. And there's the old Story County Courthouse and Jail, which we investigated right here. It's beautiful architecture. Everything's historic. All the streets down here. And there's the V. We stood at the very top of Mount Davidson. I'll just film when I walk. But that's all, folks. Like Looney Tunes. That's all, folks. Okay, we're here. We're going to go eat some chicken wings and have some brews. And I'm going to give myself a nice sandwich or something for lunch. Kind of dinner lunch. Wow. I should be able to find a spot. It's not too bad. Most people don't want to walk, but I'm not paying $10. I will walk. This is Lord Rick. This is Lord Rick. I almost ran over someone. Not really. I seen him. And that is Mount Davidson. And if you look, there's the antenna. We stood by the flag. See the flagpole at the top? Well, we're here, folks. We stood all the way at the top of Mount Davidson. And just to let people know, if you don't believe me, let me zoom in real quick. I'll show you the flagpole at the top. Because I took pictures and video of it as well. A big, tall pole. That's the flagpole. On the 4th of July, you could see American flag up there every year in the 1800s. People used to climb it on the 4th of July, just make the climb. I mean, you didn't have TV or entertainment. But this is a historic district of Virginia City. Everything's from the 1800s, even like this house. And so I'm really happy to be here. I'm definitely do some drinking.
Bite. You dumb?
Here, I'll hold it. Just for a picture at the restaurant. I don't care what people think. It's going with my diary blog for my Facebook and all that.
Oh,
so
you forgot the Batman mask and the cape.
I know. Well, I have the cape, and I didn't have the cape, but I have the one mask.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, you need a Batman mask.
Yeah, but my mask is like Phantom of the Opera. Remember, you weren't here when we did this place. Me and Tammy did the jail back here and the courthouse and stuff. Oh, man, it's got some ghost stories. Yeah, this place is haunted. Well, there you go, folks. Mount Davidson. And now we went up to Mount Davidson, back down from Mount Davidson. We started in Virginia City and we ended in Virginia City. So you guys can get an idea how much terrain we covered today. Because why these people are eating, drinking, partying, buying gifts at the gift shops. We're up at the top of the mountain and I'm drinking a beer and I'm smoking one. You can't even see the people when you zoom in. Everything looks like ants from up there. You just see a bunch of rooftops of buildings, But I'm excited. And we're here. And we're going to the Delta, and I'll make sure I take a couple pictures of our nice our celebration dinner of our feet today. B Street, folks. C Street is where Julia Bullitt lived and was murdered. Like I said, I told you guys a few stories about the Grosh brothers and Comstock and Julia Bullitt, and some of the Mackey and some of the major people who came here with nothing and left here millionaires. Here's the Opera House. Well, I'm going to cut the film because I don't want to film people. Just want to thank everyone for watching the videos. There's St. Mary's right here. St. Mary's Hospital, old hospital. Very haunted place. Very creepy, actually, in the attic as well. All these places got a tale of ghosts. There's a book you can buy. It has over 100 ghost stories in relation to Virginia City. And I love it. I always come out here and I always get good evidence. I didn't do no evidence looking today. I just wanted to film and take pictures. But I may have gotten a UFO, so we'll see. You got to go out to get evidence. You never know what you might see. There's a Julia Buellett Museum as well, and a Mustang Ranch Steakhouse. That's haunted. All these are haunted. The Bucket of Blood. Oh yeah, the restaurant's open. Hope it's good now that they opened it. Oh wait, they moved the restaurant here. It used to be in that side. Now it's on this side. Is this it? This is the Delta Wrangler Nachos, Texas Toothpicks, Weeds and Greens. Here's a burger, ravioli, Philly cheesesteak burger. I want that. Yes, let's go to the bathroom first and get all tidied up. Going in the Delta, folks, to have a bite, a beer. Let's go. We'll go to the bathroom together. I'm fine with that. They're back open for business, man. They got tables and food and beer back. They had this place almost closed down. They had nothing. Everything was cleared out. Imagine we were on Mount Davidson. Now we're walking in the Delta Saloon from the 1800s. There's a suicide table too, right there. Check us out, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. Everybody's dressed as the way, according to the times. Chabs, cowboy hats. Me, I wear my top hat usually, but today I just came off the mountain, so I don't feel like it. Love the Wild West. That was a good meal. Philly steak and Philly's cheesesteak burger, barbecue honey wings, a Guinness Pale Ale, a Sear Ale. Woo, I'm good for the rest of the evening. Happy Easter, folks. This is Lord Rick in Virginia City. The reason why I'm filming, I just wanted to kind of show you Mount Davidson, which we stood on earlier, and then we came here to eat. You guys know I try to make everything like a documentary. Like even these shows where they'll show the guys eating and talking. Only thing is, the difference is my shit's real. Their shit's all acted. You're not funny. I knew it was you from the get-go. Who else could it be? Oh, there's Mount Davidson with the sun directly over. I used to call this Sun Peak. Before Mark Twain came here, it was Sun Peak. See the sun on the peak? That's why they call it Sun Peak. Whew. Boxer? Good dog. Love dogs. A dingo dango. That's a good meal. Mount Davidson. A lot of history in Virginia City. No regrets here, man. It was a good meal, a good hike, a good off-roading expedition. A lot of nature, a lot of wild horses. It was a damn good day. This is Lord Rick below Mount Davidson, and we stood on top of Mount Davidson. Thanks for watching, folks. We appreciate it. Alright, folks, we're leaving Virginia City. I thought I'd just film Silver City, Gold Hill, Virginia City, Gold Hill, and Silver City I'm going to film. Only because I want you to see the way out. Right there is Mount Davidson, or Sun Peak, aka Sun Peak. It's all historic in here. And I just, you know, I mean, this was the section the fire hit the hardest in the like 1875, mid-1800s. And a lot of it was rebuilt before 1900. So a lot of these buildings and houses are over 100 years old. Like this mansion up here, come on. It's one of the finest in the state. Yeah, it's beautiful. Big stone blocks were made by the Masons. The Masons who built all the stone walls around here. But I mean, folks, all these houses and all these businesses you see, like the Mackey Mansion, here's the Mackey Mansion, you could see from the top of Mount Davidson. Yep. That house, you could see that blue house from the top. So you can kind of see, just get an idea how high we are, and it kind of puts Virginia City into perspective that we were on the peak, and now we're down in the canyon and down here in Virginia City, as opposed to earlier we were, you know, yeah, earlier we were on the peak. Two separate worlds. Horses, wild horses up on the mountain. Down below, people roaming. You know, it's just two different worlds, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Each world's different from it. You know, there's woods up on top of those mountains. Jesus, man, look at that dude giving me dirty looks. It's like, man, you must be shit from Reno. Sorry to say that, but I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, there's so many gangsters that come up here, and they're the ones leaving the beer bottles and smashing these historic sites. It's not guys like me who smoke a little dope and hang out and film. I mean, I appreciate the history, but most people are just, you know, they don't have respect for history. People don't come here for the history. I do. Every time I come out here, I do something historic. But that's just me. Yeah, they didn't cross on the crosswalk. I just stopped to be nice because there's a kid. If there was no kid and they were adults, I'd be like, use the crosswalk. Because people should. I use the crosswalk. Why can't they? Or at least go when nobody's around. Or just cut in front of people. Ford School, one of the last structures before you leave the area. And down behind the school is the old railroad depot. Or rail yard right down here, which me and Tammy roam the cars and the trains at night. And I got some EVPs and strange shit. But we're leaving Virginia City right away. We'll go to Gold Hill, and then we'll go to Silver City, all within a 3-mile jaunt. And then there's Carson City. And Carson City had ties to Virginia City as well. I mean, they're kind of like sister towns, you know. They're so close. I think that's the castle, because it's made of stone, like a stone castle. The gazebo on that thing is like 30 feet across in the back. They have a huge gazebo. A lot of people get married here, you know, up above the mountains. This is Gold Hill. There's no in between. It goes from, there's where we came down. It goes from Virginia City to Gold Hill to Silver City. No wilderness in between. Just one after another. And even though we're high up, we were a couple thousand feet higher than this, and still the view, you can still see 100 miles. And we're not even merely close to where we stood today on Mount Davidson. But I do these documentaries because I enjoy them, folks. I enjoy taking pictures and filming. I like to show people kind of what we do here, and that we show we're not just some gimmick paranormal group that says, yeah, we were there. A lot of people tell me I was there. And no pictures, no video, no adventuring, so I don't believe you. Evidence speaks for itself. Go to our site, www. Huh?
Right up there.
Yep. Yep. Straight up, man. We were right up there. Crazy, huh? These cabins, by the way, that you see here to the left, you can rent all these cabins that are down here, and they're haunted. Each one's got a ghost story. There's another all these cabins are for rent. Not all of them, but some of them are down here. I love Gold Hill. It's where you get on the Virginia Truckee Railroad here, and you can take the dinner train, and it's pretty nice. Folks, you've seen these buildings. I photographed this building with the bell next to it. I got photos from up on the mountain, and here's the railroad depot. Fire risk low, there's some railroad cars back there. We were up above. There's the Crown Point Mill up on the hill, and There's some cabins by the Crown Point where miners stayed in. They're all haunted. It's all Crown Point. There's the old Mercantile. The sun's kind of in the way. But you see ahead to our right, most haunted saloon in Nevada, Gold Hill Hotel and Saloon. And then if you go up here on the hill, there's the mill. You actually can see it. I'll zoom in when I go past. You guys see the head frame up there? I've been in those buildings. The Crown Point Mill, it's a very haunted site. Even seen an owl in there. I've been in all these mills. And these cabins, some of these cabins and historic homes are haunted. And that's where the men died. And look, there's a wall up on that hill. Huge wall. Can't really see it. The sun's kind of... And that pink house I photographed from up above. Oh yeah. All these sites I photographed from above. And it just looks different. You just see roofs. Pink roofs. You know, pink structure with a roof. It's weird when you're a couple thousand feet above this area. Everything... Oh, they all look like doll houses, you know? Doll houses. So we'll come on down... And we're going to be hitting Silver City. There's about 2-3 mills I've done out here that are haunted as well. American Flats is up this way. We've been back in there by American City, which they've demolished. One of the most haunted places. I actually seen a ghost at American Flats, not once, but twice. Twice. I also got ghost pictures there, and, well, my first expedition, the EVPs were stolen, but the second one I went in, I had within a half hour 20 EVPs. It's almost unheard of in this field. I was by myself with everyone, and everyone, EVPs, women talking, and men. There weren't anybody on my team. I was by myself or with one other guy. Tammy got an EVP of a ghost that said Slayer. It's like, Slayer. It was a man. There's nobody in her group. She had all women in her group. Remember this, folks? I've been in this mine. I've been at this mill site. It's kind of fenced off and shit. They don't really want anybody. But the mine that's down here, I photographed it from Mount Davidson, but the mine that's there is at the bottom and the mill's on the top. That's a very big mine. It's hard because you got to crawl in, go in there, and then crawl over this, through this little 3-foot hole, and it opens up into this huge mine. It's pretty cool. I didn't go very far. It's not that exciting for me. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other exciting, less known mines. I got one that's up in near Kingston, Nevada. It's about 50 miles worth of tunnels. Lots of buildings. Tammy and I are going to stay the night at the Kingston Bed and Breakfast, and me and her are going to do that mine. It's a great mine. There's a lot of people got a lot of nice footage there, but I want to get my own footage. So that's Gold Hill. You've seen Virginia City. Last town along this stretch of mining boom towns is Silver City coming up. As soon as we pass the old Devil's Gate, which I filmed from near Bullion Peak, you could kind of see it. Oh, the mine? Yeah, I don't want to go in the strip mine. Look, there's fucking cliffs. Sorry. I was looking at the mine. Yeah, I don't know if I want to take the road up there. It looks like it could give away any time. The whole road could give away and you could fucking fall to your death.
We're on the road up there.
Right, we were all the way up there. Up on top, but these roads, some of those roads are not safe. I mean, that's straight fall. You fall down, that's like 250 feet down. You're gonna die. You can't live through that. And they're still mining it. Look at the trucks.
It just means that our road will probably be wiped out one of these days.
Good thing I went there now, because the probably road won't be existing in the future if they keep strip mining up there. And folks, here's Devil's Gate. We've done the Devil's Gate mine, which is on the backside. There used to be a cannon. Well, I think it's possible they had some kind of protective defense because Indians were coming, possibly threatening to raid this area. But this is Devil's Gate. If you go on the backside, there's Railroad Tunnel 4, which had a cannon on it, guarding Virginia City and the region. I don't think the cannon was on this, but I see the mine operation back here. We've been back in the mine. Actually sat back there and spent an hour getting EVPs. And that's Devil's Gate. People that was a toll area, and you paid the toll and you could enter Virginia City. A lot of people were robbed. There was a lot of thieves, a lot of robberies. Even Mark Twain, his friends played a prank, took his watch, took his money, and it wasn't funny. I mean, the guy was literally gonna like shoot them, or like kick their ass. I don't blame him. Somebody goes to rob my shit, I'm gonna protect it with all my life. And then he wasn't too happy about it, but it was a prank like, hey, welcome to Virginia City. So anyways, this is Silver City. Like I said, I've done a couple. There's an old church which has been turned into a house up on the hill. It's now a house. You can kind of see it right near that white building. And there's one or two mills. There's Donovan's Mill. There's actually 2 or 3 mills we've done. We've done this mill to the left. Forgive me if I forgot the name. I'll have to look on my website when I get home. Because, I mean, I've done so many sites out here. But I went up at the top of there one day, during the day. Kind of climbed around up there. And there was also another barn owl up in there. Yeah, we've been in here. I've been throughout these buildings. That's a creepy haunted mill. Private property. Somebody probably lives in that little shack now. But if you look, all these buildings, man, it says keep out. We've been in all those buildings. Everything remains from the mid-1800s. There's a cabin, old cyanide tanks. Yeah, we've been in that mill, and it's really creepy. It's like 2-3 stories inside, mixers, machinery, all that from the 1800s. So I've showed you guys the Crown Point we passed. We're going to be doing the Gold Hill Saloon. There's another mill Tammy and I did the first month or 2 we moved here. Like I said, you got Donovan's Mill. This mill dates back to the 1800s. Huge mill, 4 stories high. Right in front of the mines. Yep, Donovan's Mill. Or the other one might be Donovan's Mill, but I think that's it. So that's about it for Silver City, Gold Hill, and Virginia City. I want to say good night to everybody. Thank you for watching our videos. I hope it's been educational all day. I've been trying to give you tidbits of Virginia City history and a little bit on Mark Twain and the founders of Virginia City, which Henry Comstock, when the Nosh brothers or Gosh brothers, or no, I call them the Nosh brothers, or when they discovered gold, Henry Comstock kind of took over the site because both men died, so their claims were invalid. And then the 2 Irish guys, he's like, oh, it's on my property, you found gold. He lied to him, so they included him in the Comstock, and he got all the credit. It's kind of devious, but miners back in those days would murder for the gold, and they would steal for it too. And so this is basically the Wild West. Shootouts, buried gold, devious miners, disasters, miners' deaths, strange accidents, prostitution, opium. This place had it all. And we're heading out of the Virginia Range and into the Pine Nuts straight ahead. This is your founder, Lord Rick. Check us out, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. We are taking you on the road less traveled. Mount Davidson. Peace out. One last look, folks, from the bottom of the valley, Mount Davidson. Don't believe me? You can kind of see the old flagpole. There's the flagpole. Yeah, we stood on top. We definitely stood up there, and I just wanted to do one last clip to kind of show you what it's like to stand on the bottom. You can see it's a beast. It's a couple thousand feet from where I'm standing in elevation change. Mount Davidson. It's visible from even Carson City.